Forget what you heard.
Yeah, boy! Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forget What You Heard. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Luke.
And it's kind of a bittersweet day. We're on our last division. We're going to the wild, wild West Coast, baby. NFC West, baby.
NFC West.
Down said hut!
NFC West, man, we're putting you to the test today. Really great division all the way around. I think it's one of the best, if not the best. It's kind of cool how like the AFC West and NFC West are quite arguably the best. Last but not least, NFC West, you're up to bat, man.
Let's get it started with some birds. The Arizona Cardinals. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
That was not a Cardinal sound. All right, let's get into this juicy lineup. We got quarterback Kyler Murray, faithful backup Colt McCoy, running backs Chase Edmonds, James Conner, Eno Benjamin. Wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Green, Christian Kirk, Rondell Moore, Keyshawn Johnson, Andy Isabella, tight end Max Williams. A few offensive linemen I'll name here, Rodney Hudson, Kelvin Beachum, DJ Humphreys. And as for the defensive side, on the D-line, we got the new addition, J.J. Watt, corny boy J.J.
Yeet.
Linebacking core is Stout, Chandler Jones, Zaven Collins, rookie, Isaiah Simmons, second year, Marcus Golden. As for the corners, Byron Murphy Jr., Malcolm Butler, and for the safeties, Jalen Thompson and Buda Baker, the one that couldn't quite get away.
No, he couldn't, man. He's stuck for life.
But I guarantee he's working hard.
He might sniff one out. First things first, man, what are your thoughts on Cliff Kingsbury, the man running the whole circus, the whole show out there, man? What do you think?
Thank you for bringing this up. This has been weighing on me. I don't like Cliff Kingsbury. I think that's well known. I think he's a bad coach. I think he should go back to the NCAA.
Go off, man. Let him know.
His play calling's poor, situational football, timeouts, game plan, a lot of things. They're very simple and easy to read. He's not good at changing a game plan when it's not working. He just kind of runs his players into a wall and doesn't put them in the best situations. But boy, is he handsome. I had to throw one nice thing out there.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Some of these coaches out here got some
they got some
good-looking swag and good-looking wives as well.
Yeah, I tell you what.
But yeah, man, you said it best, man. You're reading my mind. Cliff Kingsbury's very elementary is a word I would describe him.
Good one.
Very simple, very just not very creative, not very innovative, which is kind of silly with a guy like Kyler Murray and Hopkins and even Chase Edmonds, a guy you can really use in a lot of different ways. It just seems like Cliff doesn't really understand what he has, what kind of talent, what kind of players he has out here that he could really use, really to get them to reach their potential. He just seems like he's the guy that's kind of holding this whole ceiling down, man. It just seems like he's not willing to experiment, or maybe he's just not a great NFL coach,
You went off because I was about to say he's the reason this team is limited. I think we both would agree that Kyler Murray's potential, the sky is the limit, man.
Yeah.
This guy's fast. He's got a good arm.
I mean, we saw it last year, man. He flashed some serious potential early and often.
Yeah, I think Cliff is the reason, he hinders the potential of this team. I don't know why they kept him around. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the owner has a crush on him or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be kissing. You never know.
Yeah, man, he's probably kissing on him. But, I guess we'll see. Maybe, I'm not very optimistic that he becomes a great coach overnight, but it doesn't hurt that they added some good players on there, you know what I mean? Drafted Rondale. They got A.J. Green, the OG, J.J. Watt. So, he's got some new toys to work with, but,
With those added weapons, do you think this will take Kyler Murray to the next level?
Let me say something. This isn't even my bold prediction. I think this is the deepest wide receiver core in the NFL.
Really?
Yes. In terms...
Me gusto. I like it, man.
Like the depth. Keyshawn Johnson's not a joke. Neither is Andy Isabella.
Christian Kirk?
Yeah, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I would say I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is this a potential Ertz landing spot?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. They got to be. I think it makes sense, too, with, losing Dan Arnold. Really haven't had great production from tight end. And just it would make sense for a guy that's reliable like Ertz. He still looks like he could be a factor. It's not like they need more weapons or anything, but he could really, unlock that middle of the field, up the seam. Another reliable target for Kyler. So, yeah, I could see it. I mean, they already brought in so many weapons for him. Why stop there?
Yeah, I just don't know who Max Williams is.
Yeah, he's been around, man. I think he was on Baltimore, and then he's went to Arizona. I think he was a backup last year. I think he had a few touchdowns, but I don't think he's the answer there at tight end for the long term. So why not? Go get Ertz.
Cliff Kingsbury, more like Cliff Dingleberry.
Yeah, he's leaving something down there.
But yeah, let's get into this running back situation. I find it very, very intriguing.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Do you think it's going to be the same timeshare or split backfield like it was last year, just with, different, maybe Chase Edmonds is the Kenyon Drake, or maybe James Conner is the Kenyon Drake?
Yeah, I think many people expect Chase Edmonds to kind of continue to be a factor and maybe even have a more involved role, maybe get involved a little more. But in my opinion, I think they're staying true to what they had last year. Kenyon Drake was their go-to guy, and I think they brought in James Conner to be just that. I know they didn't spend a lot of money on him. I don't think any team other than Pittsburgh and Arizona wanted James Conner. So I think he took the money, came to Arizona. But, I mean, we've been dogging on Cliff Kingsbury. I think that's just who he is. And I don't think they believe in Chase Edmonds to be that number one guy, obviously, bringing in James Conner. So James Conner's a bigger back, more in between the tackles guy, better around the goal line. And I expect him to have those roles, as did Kenyon Drake. I don't expect much to be different there, in my opinion. I know James Conner's more of a injury risk, more so than Kenyon Drake. Statistically, he's actually the most injury-prone player in the NFL. No, I'm not trying to dog on him. I know he's dealt with some things in the past, but it's just a guy who's been riddled with injuries, and I don't expect him to really be healthy. So, if he doesn't make it through the whole year, it is going to be Chase Edmonds, and he's going to have to step up really big. And I think he could. I like Chase Edmonds as a player. I think he's a good player. He's better than James Conner. But with Cliff Kingsbury, he's going to ride James Conner down. Being on a one-year deal, losing Kenyon Drake and replacing him with Conner, I think it's going to be relatively the same.
Yeah, I think we kind of have to expect the same thing because it's Cliff Kingsbury.
Right, exactly.
He's going to do what he wants. But I wanted to talk about A.J. Green, man.
Yeah.
He seems to be going by the wayside. Not many people talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I think this is a great situation for him because him and DeAndre are friends and they respect each other as coworkers and colleagues. And I think that DeAndre Hopkins will get the best out of A.J. Green, kind of like a friendly competition. You know what I mean? Because A.J. Green's going to be seeing DeAndre Hopkins, doing his thing, and he's going to be like, hey, man, I can, that's my friend. I can also do that. Watch this. And
I like how you brought up A.J. Green because if we look at it, A.J. Green's best quarterback was Andy Dalton. I'm sure he has a great feeling coming to play with Kyler. I'm sure he's really pumped up to finally escape that Cincinnati Bengal. And, I saw some clips of him running routes with Kyler, doing some off-season drills, and he looks real good, man. He looks like he's 100% healthy. He looks a lot more juicy, like he's got the juice back, man. It's kind of scary. I kind of gave up on AJ Green last year because they kind of used him more as a deep threat. You know, AJ Green's more of a possession guy, give him the ball anywhere. And I think he's going to find that role here. Him and Hopkins are going to be dangerous. I actually have a bold prediction involving AJ Green. So
yes. Actually, so do I.
I do like the landing spot, and I do expect him to be a major factor.
Yeah, and continuing on with the wide receiver core, does the drafting of Rondale Moore does Christian Kirk take a hit because of that? Because I felt like if they didn't draft Rondale Moore, this was Christian Kirk's year to really explode.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because Christian Kirk would always play on the outside for Arizona. So I think, you know, AJ Green move wasn't that big of a deal because at Texas A&M, Christian Kirk was like a natural slot. He was like one of the best slot receivers in college.
Right.
Comes to the pros, Cliff Kingsbury decides to move him outside for absolutely no reason that I could think of. So, you know, with AJ Green, it was kind of nice for Kirk because, you know, he was going to move back into the slot, play a major role with Larry Fitzgerald retiring, possibly. But then drafting Rondale Moore really just told you how they feel about Christian Kirk, which is kind of sad because I like Christian Kirk. You know, he was a target for me in fantasy as well, just a guy who's explosive, man. He can score big plays and on big times. I mean, we saw it in college. But absolutely, with drafting Rondale Moore, he's a better player. Overall, he's a smaller guy, but he's absolutely electric. I love Rondale Moore, or Dale Ron Moore, whatever you want to call him. And yeah, I think unless there's an injury, Christian Kirk's going to be just a fill-in, a backup.
You don't think there's like a learning curve for Rondale Moore?
No.
Like, because you know, there's talented wide receivers that always come out, but then, you know, it takes them a couple years to get it.
Yeah. No, you're right, but I think they're going to use Rondale Moore.
I agree.
In a very simple role, and I think he's already accustomed to playing slot. I think he'll come in, he knows most of the routes, he can run most of the routes, and a lot of it's going to be close to the line of scrimmage with Rondale Moore because he's very explosive after the catch and can make a lot of crazy plays. He's a crazy player, man. He really is.
Yeah, he is. But I agree. I think it affects Christian Kirk's. You know, I was expecting big blowout this year, but you know, let's start out with the other side of the ball, man. I'm really excited about this squad, this defense they put together, man. Added J.J. Watt, an All-Pro, a Defensive Player of the Year, NFL MVP, whatever you want to put on him. He may be, a kid at heart, but man, he's a man on the field. He's a monster on the field, man. J.J. SWAT team, you know, J.J. Watsanoogie, all these different nicknames he has, and he's earned them all. So I think that's a huge addition to get pressure on the quarterback, you know, make some noise on the line, batting balls down.
J.J. Watt the bed, man, yeah.
Yeah, he Watt the bed. You know, and I love the linebacking core. I think Zaven Collins is going to come in and just instantly click. And I think Isaiah Simmons, I know he had a rough kind of rookie year in terms of like coverage and stuff and reading the offense, but I think he makes a big jump.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what can we expect from J.J. Watt here on Arizona, though?
I think, you know how everyone loved him on the Texans?
Yeah.
I think he becomes the villain of the NFL. He starts cursing a lot, giving the bird, spitting on quarterbacks, punching people in the face.
Okay. Cool, yeah.
At least that's what I'm hoping, man. Just the whole the dark side of J.J. Watt comes out.
The real J.J.
Well, no, the real J.J.'s the one at the Texans, but he figures, man, you know, I've been the good guy for so long, and sometimes you live long enough to become the villain, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to turn into, like, the Joker or something.
Is that going to be a good thing? Like, is he going to be a good player?
It's going to be a great thing. He could be right back in the Defensive Player of the Year category.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, offensively, this team is stacked on paper, so it seems. But, you know, can this defense, you know, turn the corner and be an elite unit?
I think it can. Like, they haven't been very good since, that when they had Darnell Dockett and all them.
Calais Campbell, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's promising. J.J. Watt's huge. I think Zaven Collins is huge. Budda Baker's, emerged as a stud safety. Malcolm Butler's been around. I mean, he's not bad. It should be interesting to see, but I think this is a solid defense. Or at least I think they improved from last year.
Yeah, the thing with their defense is they're kind of replacing departed players. Patrick Peterson left, and Malcolm Butler's coming in to fill that role. J.J. Watt joined, but they lost Hassan Reddick. And then, yeah, they're just trying to fill some holes, but I think J.J. Watt's probably better than Reddick. And then in the draft, they added Zaven Collins to pair with Isaiah Simmons, which, in the future could be one of the best duos in football. The potential's there. We just have to see it on the field. And, I mean, you said it yourself. Both of those players are outstanding, but we just have to see it at the NFL level. So I think the potential's there to be really good. And I think if they do reach that potential, I think overall this is the most dangerous team in the NFC West.
Really?
Yeah. If their defense is, if Watt's his usual self and this young core keeps getting better, I think offensively and defensively overall, it's the most dangerous team in the West.
What's the record?
I have them finishing 9-8.
9-8, huh?
Yeah, I think their ceiling is like 10-7. So I mean, I'm kind of up there with it. I think Cliff still holds him back. I think he's the worst coach of the West, and it's gonna show. I think this year. I don't know, man. If the things don't fall their way, this could be a losing team. Like they could be 8-9, 7-10, but I just think talent-wise and kind of what they did in the offseason, I think they could go 9-8.
Yeah, and I also have them going 9-8.
Okay.
And that's just a testament to Cliff Kingsbury's coaching. I think their ceiling's much higher. I think they could win this division pretty handily if they had the right personnel and stuff like that. So, yeah, 9-8 seems very reasonable.
Yeah, it's middle of the pack. Yeah, I think they could.
What do you got the bold predictions looking like?
Yeah, I've got two bold predictions. I mentioned A.J. Green was one of them, so I'll go ahead and say his, but A.J. Green's going to score 10 touchdowns. With no real red zone threat outside of DeAndre Hopkins, I can see him being extremely important in the red zone area. I know Max Williams is a tight end, but I don't think he's one of those guys you can rely on down there. And A.J. Green's been known for being one of those guys that you could really throw it up to, target in the red zone, just a big body guy, wins a lot of jump balls. And with DeAndre Hopkins getting a lot of double teams in that area, A.J. Green's going to thrive, and he's going to score 10-plus touchdowns.
Nice.
What about you, man? Let's hear yours.
Okay. I've got a few here for them Cardinal boys.
Wait, say one so then I can say my second one.
Okay, I'll say... So the Cardinals play the Raiders. It's an evening game, or maybe an afternoon game. After game, the coaches meet. John Gruden and Cliff Kingsbury meet in the middle to do a post-game handshake. And out of nowhere, John Gruden 360 kicks Cliff in the face, knocks him out cold. And no one really knows why. And he just walks off the field. And at the press conference, it's revealed that John Gruden's wife has been cheating with Cliff Kingsbury.
Cheese and rice.
John Gruden's always mixing things up, man.
Of course it's John Gruden. Always
Cliff
up to no
Kingsbury
good.
deserves it, man.
Yeah, I thought he was going to kick him in the face just for being a stink of a coach. Hey, you're a disgrace to the NFL. Roundhouse kick to the dome.
Yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable scenario, too.
Yeah, but, it's never good to have an affair with another man's wife. So.
Yeah, especially not John Gruden.
Screw you, Cliff.
All right.
Yeah, I have one more bold before I let you just dump it loose.
All right.
Benjamin season, dog. He takes over the backfield and has a big impact on the run game.
Is that your bold prediction?
And becomes the future running back in Arizona. Benjamin, welcome back. Dog among men, Arizona State, 7th round pick. You know who else was a 7th-round pick who's a stud?
Tom Brady?
Chris Carson. Watch out for Eno Benjamin, fellas. That's my bold. What's your bold now? Unless you want to go on with Eno.
One of my bold predictions is Eno becomes the starter.
No way.
I swear.
No way.
Yeah.
Man.
Do we just become brothers again?
Eno season.
Yeah, I wrote down Eno Benjamin becomes starter.
Solid, man. I love it.
And then my other one is AJ Green leads team in yards and touchdowns.
Dang. That's more bold. Yards. How many yards do you think?
I don't know.
You didn't write that down?
Nah, like 1,200.
Dang, so we're on the same page with that.
Yeah, that was weird, man.
We didn't share any of our bowls before this.
We never share the bowl predictions before, so these are organic reactions. That was pretty cool, man.
These are alive and well. But I like it, man. I like where your head's at.
Great minds think alike.
For sure, man. Eno and AJ, man. Watch out.
Who's next?
Where we at? We at Los Angeles?
The Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, man. We get a tongue twister, mouthful.
Yeah. Can you do a ram sound? That was good.
I don't know. That's a sheep.
All right, let's jump into this one. We got a new look. Quarterback, Matthew Stafford.
Matt Staff.
Running backs, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson Jr. Wide receivers, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Deshaun Jackson.
Do they still have Xavier Jones on there?
Yeah, he's on there.
No way.
Yeah, he's third string. The SMU boy?
Yeah, watch out.
Yeah, I was going to mention him, but I decided not to. Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell. Tight end, Tyler Higbee. O-line, headed by Andrew Whitworth. And on the defensive end, Sebastian Joseph Day, Aaron Donald.
A'Shawn Robinson, dog.
Who's A'Shawn Robinson?
Big bald, man. He's cool.
Let's not forget about Bobby Brown III.
Yeah, A&M.
Linebacker, Leonard Floyd. Cornerbacks, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Williams. Safeties, Taylor Rapp, Jordan Fuller. Oh, man. This team.
Yeah, it's
Can
crazy.
one man change the fortunes of the Los Angeles Rams?
You're putting it on the hands of one man? Can we just give credit to Sean McVay real quick?
Yes, I do want to do that. Sean McVay is a great coach, and he knows what he wants. And he knew he didn't want Jared Stink Goff, and he knew he wanted Matt Staff on his staff.
Yeah,
and I like that. I like a coach that he doesn't Peter Patter. He doesn't diddly around the diddly tree. He says it like it is. If he don't like you, he don't like you. If he likes you, you're in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Sean McVay's a huge reason for the Rams being the Rams, man. I mean, every year they're competitive. They've even been a title threat, man, every year almost. But it seemed like, Jared Goff kind of held back Sean McVay's system, what he wanted to do. But then he finally brought a guy in that he can trust, that he can rely on, and can kind of open up this offense, get the ball down the field rather than the dink and the dunk, the screens to Woods, the underneath routes to Kupp. We're about to see this offense absolutely explode.
Blossom like a flower.
Literally crazy.
Yeah.
But with Goff and Stafford switching teams, what impact will Stafford have on the Rams team that Jared Goff necessarily didn't have?
Well, let me start out by saying this to Matthew Stafford. Or just say this in general. Isn't it a beautiful sight to see Matthew Stafford in a winning situation?
Yes.
Can we just be happy for him, man? He's been with the stink Lions his whole career. Never had much, never won much. And now he's put with Sean McVay. He's got weapons everywhere you look. He's got Cam Akers behind him. He's in the sunshine. He's living life, man. This is kind of like his, he went through all those trials and tribulations, and he finally made it to the chosen land.
Yeah, man. Stafford accomplished absolutely nothing in Detroit his entire career.
His stats were very good, though.
But compared to Goff, man, his talent is far better. He's had a little to none to work with in the Lions outside of Calvin J. Stafford easily comes into this team, has the best weapons he's ever had, the best coach he's ever had, and the best team he's ever had. What does this mean for Stafford, and are we in for a career year?
I think so. I think with the factors of Sean McVay's scheme and offense, and Cooper Kupp, Robert Williams, Tyler Higbee.
Robert Woods.
What'd I say?
Williams.
Robert. Rest in peace.
Sorry.
Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Deshaun Jackson. He's going to be like a kid in a candy store. He's not going to know what to do. And I think he thrives. I mean, he's a great quarterback. We all know that. The arm talent. He's talented, very talented, and he will thrive in this system and be a top 10 or top 5 quarterback, I believe.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And a winning quarterback, which is the most important thing for Stafford at this point.
Yeah, another thing, too, I liked about what they did. After trading for Stafford, they still brought in more weapons for him. Like, when someone gets traded to a team, it's kind of interesting to see if they continue to build up, really try to make a run. But, you mentioned Cam Akers, Tyler Higbee, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, bringing in Deshaun Jackson, drafting Tutu Atwell. Like, they just kept bringing it in. They know they have a chance with Matthew Stafford. And it's nice to see that. It's got to feel comforting for Matthew Stafford to know that, this team's really trying to put together a solid band of offensive weapons. And it's going to be fun, man, especially if Deshaun Jackson can stay healthy for them, really stretch the field. But if not, Tutu Atwell can do just the same thing as Deshaun. But we've seen a healthy Deshaun and what he can do to an offense. And just Matthew Stafford and Deshaun Jackson just sounds very scary, along with these other weapons.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about, Cam Akers.
Yeah, let's talk about little Cam Akers, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to run for an acre. Do you believe that?
Yeah, at least a couple.
Do you know how many square feet an acre is?
3,500.
4,300.
Not bad.
You think he can do that?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. How many yards is that? I guess if you divide it by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could.
In his career?
No, I think he can do it in one season.
You think he can run an acre?
Well, because 4,500 divided by 3 is like 1,500 yards?
Wouldn't it be 15,000?
Oh.
Right? Divided by 45,000 divided by 3.
Yeah, it'd be 1,500.
15,000.
No, 4,500 divided by 3 is 1,500.
45,000.
Oh.
45,00.
Oh, I thought it was 4,500.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I messed that up completely. 15,000. I think he couldn't.
In his career?
No. Nope, not possible. Sorry, Cam, but you're going to be absolutely
What does the
fun.
all-time rushing leader have?
What, like 21,000?
Oh, he could do it. He could run for an acre.
Mm-hmm.
In his career?
I mean, I wouldn't bet on it. Not a lot of people get to that point. Yeah. I don't know what it is, actually. I remember thinking that...
22?
No, that sounds like a lot, because that's 1,000 yards for 20... I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. But I'm sure it's a lot, man, because Emmitt Smith played for a long time and ran good for a long time.
He did.
But I wouldn't bank on it. But Cam Akers in 2021, yeah, I'd bank on that, man. I'd bank on him having a great season. He's going to be a good weapon for Stafford. He's going to be a good weapon for this Rams team. And I am targeting him in my fantasy drafts as well. So
I ain't.
Yeah, he's going to be on my team. Let's go to the defensive side.
Yeah, I have a few things I want to say. So, for the Rams defense, they have 2 cornerstones. 2, potentially Hall of Famers. Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. And outside of that, everyone else is a question mark to me. They lost a lot in free agency. Their safety, their corner, they lost linebacker. They lost a lot, man. But I think the Rams defense doesn't have to be that good. It doesn't have to be great like it was whenever they went to the Super Bowl because they have Stafford and a lethal offense. They just have to do enough. And I think they can manage that with Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey and the role players. I'm sure they're not all scrubs. I mean, you might have a diamond in there somewhere, you know what I mean? You just need a couple guys to step up, and they should be fine because they don't need to be incredibly great because they have a great offense.
Yeah, I agree. I know last year they were the best overall defense, but they lost pieces. Troy Hill, John Johnson, and they lost the biggest piece of their defense, Brandon Staley. I don't think this defense is as good as it was last year. I think Brandon Staley is a bigger loss than people think. You mentioned Donald and Ramsey can kind of hold it down. A couple guys need to step up, but if this defense can play, middle of the pack, get back to where they were playing last year, I think they're going to be cooking with gas in 2021. But the Rams always have those guys that you don't really know about and kind of come out and they play real good, like Taylor Rapp a few years back. Last year, guys like Micah Kaiser, Leonard Floyd kind of had a resurgence. And John Johnson, a guy you never heard of, Troy Hill you never heard of. They stepped up really big. They got big money. So, I mean, it's not like I'm counting them out. I still think this is one of the elite defenses because they find a way with getting defensive talent and producing. So I'm not worried as much about their defense. I do think their biggest loss is losing Brandon Staley. And I do think it does take a step back because of it. But, I mean, they got better offensively, so I don't expect much to be different, really.
Yeah, to continue my point on, I think Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey are so good and acquire so much attention that it makes the people around them better. Like, Jalen's going to have the best wide receiver. Aaron Donald's going to be everywhere. Getting the quarterback, running back in the backfield.
Double team,
and that leaves, more opportunities for others to make plays and makes them more confident in themselves. And that's another reason I think. Like, just having two great players can significantly impact your defense. So I think they're fine. They don't need to be great. They just need to be, decent, good.
Absolutely. What do you have them finishing?
12-5.
Okay, so better than Arizona at this point. Yeah, I can see 12-5. I have them going 13-4, so I have them winning one more game. I mean, honestly, I think this is one of the most complete teams in the NFC. A lot of games, they have a very winnable schedule. It's not an issue in my problems. I think there's 4 teams that could really kind of take advantage, really, really close games, take it up to the end. But I think they pull it out just because having Stafford over Goff is absolutely gigantic. So 13-4 is my go-round.
Yeah, that's reasonable, and I think a big part of it is Sean McVay.
Yeah, for
his
sure.
His culture and his schemes and stuff. That's, if you switch Cliff Kingsbury and Sean McVay, I'm sure we'd make the Arizona Cardinals better and the Rams worse.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Sean McVay's huge, for sure.
What's your bolds?
Yeah, I have 2 here. I'll just knock them out. Cam Akers finishes top 3 in total yards in the NFL. I think he gets involved all the way around. And then number 2, my bold one, Aaron Donald wins MVP.
That's not very bold.
MVP of the whole season, not Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, that's never going to happen, man. It's a quarterback league,
it's
man.
bold, man. I'm telling you.
You know what I hate is that, when they come out with, who's going to win the MVP, it's all quarterbacks, dude. Let's see a running back. Let's see a wide receiver. The only way a running back and a wide receiver are defensive players if they break some kind of crazy record that hasn't been broken in years or something. You know what I mean?
Hey, we could see it with Don.
We can see it, but that's not, fair. Quarterbacks can just throw for 5,000 yards, which has been done, throw for 40 touchdowns, and they get it, man. It's stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the QB is most important.
All positions matter.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think Donald's definitely worthy of an MVP, but I think for my bold prediction, he gets the MVP. So.
Yeah, I like that. I hope he does.
What's your bolds?
So you know how the Rams have a Ram mascot?
Yeah.
A living one?
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Whitworth mistakes mascot for post-game meal, proceeds to gut Ram and roast on live TV and eat as he sips his ale as a victory. Like the Viking he is.
Yeah, he does kind of look like that type of guy.
Wait, you can picture that, right?
Yeah.
And he's wearing like,
He, like
animal hide.
Yeah, he pulls out like a full decked out.
Just like Viking gear.
Yeah, like deer antlers.
And he's just laughing, just chewing on a leg of a ram with a beer and
Like
ale.
he's chugging beer and eating at the same time, and it's all over his face.
Yeah, like that's just what I pictured. That would be pretty cool, though.
That'd be cool. I could see it too. Yeah.
And then my other bold prediction is Rams win the Super Bowl.
Guac and Smolies.
Yes, I mean it's very possible. I was gonna say Cam Akers won, but I knew you had something up your sleeve, so.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in Cam, man. I like him a lot. He showed a lot of flashes. But I was gonna have a bold prediction. I was gonna have the Bucks and the Rams in the NFC Championship.
Who wins?
I don't know. We'll have to save it for the day.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a game.
It's a firefight, man.
All right, let's move on.
Wow, we're at San Fran, huh?
San Francisco 49ers. Here we are in the great city of San Francisco. The Golden Gate Bridge, Lombard Street, Haight-Ashbury, Hippie Hollow.
Shout out Hippie Hollow.
What do you know about Hippie Hollow?
I don't know. I used to run them streets and lick the floor.
Yeah, there's a nudist colony over yonder.
I believe in that.
All right, let's run down this roster. Quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance. Running back, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr., Trey Sermon. Wide receivers, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Richie James, Mohamed Sanu, Jalen Hurd.
I forgot.
Tight end, George Kittle. Fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. Cashing checks and breaking necks. To name a few offensive line. Man, they have a great offensive line. Trent Williams, Alex Mack, Laken Tomlinson. No Clinchy, Mike McGlinchey. All right, and for the defensive side of the ball, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, Nick Bosa on the defensive line. Linebackers, Fred Warner, Samson Ebukam. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Ebukam?
Yeah. Good play.
Cornerbacks, Emmanuel Mosley, Jason Verrett. Safeties, Jet Ski Tart, and Jimmy Ward.
Yeah, I mean.
Is it Jet Ski?
Jaquiski?
I'm going to start calling him Jet Ski.
You can call them jet skis. But, yeah, pretty much the same defense. I know they lost.
Richie.
Didn't they bring in... Is Maurice Hurst on there? Defensive tackle?
Yeah, he's on there.
Yeah, so...
They lost Richie Sherman.
Yeah, they lost Sherm Dogs, but he's on his last leg. I mean, overall, it's pretty much the same team defensively. Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa. You know, get Bosa back healthy, man. Let's see a healthy Nick Bosa season, man. That's kind of scary.
Who's better, Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa?
Shh. Don't let him know, but it's Joey.
It's Joey. I was going to say that.
But
big brothers are always better than little brothers.
Yeah, more so. But this team is in win-now mode. Right now, win now, traded up to get a quarterback to help them win right now. They're looking to win, man. Chances won't be better than right now. But the most questionable spot, quarterback. You know, who gives them a better chance to win right now? Is it Jimmy G or is it Trey Lance?
Let me lay it down real simple for you. This is Jimmy's team. This is Jimmy's team. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. He has experience, and he's good looking. He checks all the boxes of a starting quarterback, man. Yes, he's been injured, but he's taken a team to the Super Bowl. We can't forget that. He's not a bad quarterback. And benching him for Trey Lance, who's a project, I think is a risky decision. And I think if you're just, want to win now, you start Jimmy Garoppolo, man. Throw him out there. You see what he does. We know what he does. And have Trey Lance, sit behind him and learn a few things.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think right now it's Jimmy G, but I think maybe later in the year, man.
There ain't gonna be no changing of the guard, dude. It's
But
Jimmy's season.
think about this, man. Think about this for a minute. Trey Lance has more upside in this offense. A dual threat, passer, runner. He's still raw. He only had played one full year at college. Not great competition. But mind you, Kyle Shanahan absolutely loves this kid, man. It's unclear, when they'll move on from Jimmy G. But, Trey Lance is going to give you some growing pains. But it's something new, man. Jimmy Garoppolo is very predictable. He can't really move. He's not very mobile. He can't get out of the pocket. But with the unpredictability in Trey Lance, his ability to extend plays, his ability to get out of the pocket and run, it's extremely dangerous, especially having the weapons they have there in Kittle, Debo, and Brandon Ayuk, who is very legit. And this offensive line who can protect him, give him some time to throw. If he needs to run, he can run. I just think he unlocks the potential of this offense that we've never ever seen. He's very Colin Kaepernick-like, in my opinion. And it gives them a better chance to really expose defenses and use Lance's athleticism and his ability as a runner to really open it up and make it an even more dangerous offense.
How does Lance wear his pants?
By his side.
I can't believe we got this far into a podcast without a pants reference.
That's true, man.
So I thought
we're lacking there.
Yeah, I throw you a softball pitch, man. You hit that one out of the park.
The real question is, how does George Kittle wear his pants?
I'm not sure. You're the expert.
He cuts them short to where they're jorts.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Hey, that's cool.
He
though.
seems like a jort kind of guy, but he does it in he thinks he's cool.
You know what's a weird thing that I get a George Kittle vibe from? Josh Reddick.
Yeah, like wrestlers and Spider-Man and stuff.
Like kind of cool, but kind of weird, like nerdy weird at the same time.
I actually wrote down that George Kittle is kind of like JJ of the offense. JJ Watt of the offense. Kind of corny, silly, goofy guy.
Yeah, I could see that. I think George is a little more goofy, cooler.
Yeah, he's definitely cooler, but they're kind of similar in like
wannabe bad man.
Yeah.
But just not.
Just very corny.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Yeah, another thing about this offense. Mentioning Kittle. Travis Kelce or George Kittle when they're healthy?
Kelce.
Really?
Yeah, easy.
Is that because of Mahomes?
I think Kelce's better.
You think we would say the same thing if Kittle was on Kansas City? I don't know. Dude, this is a tough question. I don't think it's that easy.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not really gung-ho about George Kittle, really.
I mean, dude, when you see him play, though, he's really good at it.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he's good, but I'd rather have Kelce, man.
Remember when he, led the NFL in, yards after the catch and stuff like he's good at it.
Yeah, he's good, but I like Travis Kelce.
Okay, I think most people agree. I just thought I'd ask that because they're both freaks. Is Trent Williams, the left tackle, the best left tackle of this generation, formerly of the Washington Redskins?
Yeah, I mean, he's up there in the, who would be in the argument? Tyron Smith?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if he's had a great...
Well, he's injured. That's what I'm saying. He's kind of fallen off.
What about, a Dwayne Brown or... Who else is... I guess Bakhtiari, but he's more of this age. I think Trent Williams is a dog, honestly.
Donald Penn?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. Every time I see Trent Williams, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Because he's a guy, he's 6'8", 340, 330.
Tyron Smith gives me the heebie-jeebies because he wears a knee brace on his arm.
And the neck brace.
He wears the neck brace on his arm?
No, on his neck. The neck rolls?
No, he looks like he could kill someone.
Yeah. Well, Trent Williams and Tyron Smith would be scary.
Trent Williams is scary because he's all tatted up.
And he looks angry all the time.
Didn't he have a brain tumor or something? Or cancer? Remember he was out?
I thought it wasn't a heart thing?
I thought it was his brain.
Oh, yeah, it was. You're right. But he came back and he's just mauling kids.
He's mauling kids. He's like a grizzly bear.
I mean, he's up there for sure, man. He's He goes under the radar, but he's an absolute freak.
What do you think a diet for an offensive lineman is?
A diet?
Yeah, like their diet.
Probably a miniature horse. And like a rabbit.
I think that...
Maybe smoothies.
You know how like if they're trying to gain weight, you know how pigs just have those big slop places? They just put a whole bunch of slop in a little metal container.
Yeah.
I think that every morning they put slop in a container and the offensive linemen come up and eat.
They get on their fours in a muddy pig pen.
You have to get animalistic out there, so they kind of get into that mindset. They just eat their slop. It's like syrup and bacon and sausage and whey protein and chocolate milk and Gatorade and horse tranquilizers all mixed together. So it's just like this brown slop, and they're just slurping it to maintain that beautiful belly.
I could see it for sure.
Yeah, I just, that's how I picture it. Because there's no way you're just eating all day, man.
Yeah, I don't know how they stay so big.
And they're sweating. They're working hard, and then I don't know what they do, man. Genetics, I think.
Genetics, man. I'm sure they eat a whole bunch, though.
Yeah, they're just constantly eating.
Yeah, I can't even...
All right, well, let's get back into it, man.
Let's do.
Let's talk about the running back
situations.
Raheem Mostert, he doesn't have a lot of tread on his tires.
He doesn't.
But he is an injury risk.
He's a young 29.
He's 29?
Yeah.
I think this is an interesting situation.
I agree.
With the young man, Trey Sermon, and now, Jeff Wilson got hurt.
Shout out Elijah Mitchell, though. He's another guy we can't overlook.
But my theory here is it doesn't matter who's at the running back if Shanahan is the coach. They will succeed. It's happened with his dad. It happens with him. He knows, zone running schemes. He's just a genius. So, really, to me, it's just, feed the hot hand. If someone gets injured, it's next man up. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's a good point. And to go off that, they took a running back early in this draft, which is something that Shanahan isn't known for doing. He's known for picking people up, running them to the ground, using them very effectively, using them to their strengths. So to see him draft a young Trey Sermon in the 3rd round, says a lot about what they really think about this guy. From someone who's not normally drafting running backs in the 3rd round, they must have really seen, Trey Sermon's potential. And he's got massive breakout potential on this team, in this system. And he's definitely got to look out for down the road, down the line. I'm not putting this past Raheem Mostert because when he's healthy, he's a good one. He's got breakaway speed. We saw what he did in the NFC Championship. 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's not light. Not a lot of people can do that. He's very good at the zone run scheme with Shanahan. I think Shanahan loves him. They kept him around. They let Tevin Coleman go. But they did draft Trey Sermon, who's going to have a role as well. So I only think that helps the running game. Just solidifying it. They don't have a lot of holes. But bringing in Trey Sermon is going to be nice, man, because he looked good at Ohio State. What do you think about Trey Sermon as a prospect, man? You think he's legit?
I like him. I think he runs angry. Yeah. I think he's a perfect back for these 49ers, honestly. He's a hard runner, but he's more finesse. I think Trey Sermon's literally north-south. If you're in my way, you're going to have to really bring it if you want to bring me down. And I love those guys. And he looks like a bad mofo, man. He looks like someone you don't want to, share a bed with or, turn your back on him.
For sure.
What, did you have a running back question? Okay. My biggest question for this offense is the wide receivers. And it's been like that for the last few years. Is Deebo Samuel, what is his potential? It's miffed me. I don't know. I don't know if he's like a gadget guy, what he is, if he can become a star or like if he's average. Like it's just I can't figure it out. I haven't gotten a full season. He's injured. I just don't know. Some games he looks great. Some games he looks average. Some games he looks bad. Who is Deebo Samuel and what is his potential?
Yeah, I think Deebo Samuel's projected as a number one. Am I wrong?
Maybe. I mean, I have Brandon Ayuk personally.
Okay, so in this offense, I think Deebo's like their X receiver. He's the guy who can run most of the routes. Straight line, he'll get the best cornerback on the opposing team. I don't think he has the size necessarily to be like a freak superstar, but the way Shanahan does his thing, man, is quick routes, to 15-yard ends, slants, out routes. Just get the ball in their hands. Because that's the thing with this receiving core, with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, is get the ball in their hands and let them do the work with the ball in their hands, because that's what they are, man. They're yak receivers.
Yak.
Kittle is the same way, and I think that their yak receiver, that's their strengths, and that's also what Shanahan loves to do. That's his offense. We saw it in Atlanta as well with Julio on those 20-yard ends. You catch him on an end, he takes it home. It's the same thing here, man. They drafted Deebo, they drafted Ayuk because their strength is what they can do after they catch the ball. And, they're not guys who are going to necessarily win one-on-one matchups up in the air. It's more of they're going to beat you off the line, they're going to get in the right space, they're going to run their route, beat you on their route, catch the ball, and then try to take it to the end zone because, that's what they do, man. They got speed. And then they're solid guys. They're built up real good. Deebo's built up like a running back, really, man. He's got the strength and the weight. But Shanahan's just going to get the guys in their hands. They're not necessarily prototypical, big 6'4", 6'2", big receivers. But just this offense is organized around getting them in their hands and then let them do it after.
Do you like the wide receiver? Do you like Deebo?
Yeah, I do like Deebo, man. I loved him coming out of South Carolina. I really did. I thought he was a great prospect. I think they took him in the second round, but I really liked him as a prospect. So I am a fan. I like what he does. He has been dealing with hamstring injuries, even dating back to college. But if he's on the field, man, he's a playmaker. He can score anytime he touches the ball. He's fun to watch. But the one guy I do want to cover on, Brandon Ayuk.
Yep.
He's legit. He's statistically up there with the best as a receiver. He's legit. He's the real deal. I think he's going to emerge as the number one here. And even coming out of school, man, he was one of the top prospects. They took him at the end of the first round. And they expect big things from him, and as do I, because I think he's legit, and I think he's going to be a really good player in 2021.
Yeah, I have very, very high hopes for Brandon Ayuk. I think this is his bust-out season, and he's gonna take that. But I think potentially they can be a very dynamic duo.
As do I agree.
And with George Kittle, that's solid, man.
They got weapons.
Jimmy G. So, yeah, I have very high hopes for Brandon Ayuk, and I like him, man. He's a great guy. He makes me happy, you know what I mean, when I watch him play. G-A-Y,
I do know what you mean. But if we can date back to one of his plays against the Eagles, he hurdled a young man, took it home, dove in the end zone. It's crazy to see these type of plays that these guys can make and how, electric and just really how athletic and how good they can be,
Yeah, it really butters my buns seeing that.
Yeah, it gets me moist down the tenderloins.
The what? The tenderloins?
Yeah.
The tenderloins?
No, the penders.
Oh, the pender.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The pender hatchet, yeah.
All right.
This team just needs to stay healthy to have a chance at making a run in the NFC. Health is the only thing holding them back.
Yeah, their defense is fine. It's just got a little older. They need Nick Bosa back, and they're well coached. So
great coaching staff. They lost Robert Saleh, but dude, Kyle Shan, son of Mike Shan.
Yes, sir.
That apple tree is falling in the right direction. Yeah, they can run the ball, elite defense, good weapons,
great offensive line.
Great offensive line, great coach. Literally just health. Healthy Nick Bosa, healthy Fred Warner, healthy George Kittle. Let's put it together, man.
Put it on.
For sure, man. What do you have them finishing this year?
I have them going 10-7.
What? Okay, hold on. I understand it, but please explain. Is this what's going on around here?
My worry is, I know I was talked very highly about the offense and everything, but there's some kind of vibe I'm getting. Maybe Jimmy struggles, the wide receivers, aren't clicking. I don't know. There's some kind of weird vibe there, and I think maybe the defense breaks. It's not as good or solid as it seems. I just have them going 10-7, man. I have this weird feeling. I was gonna do 11-6, but then I brought myself back and I gave them 10 wins.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I see in my head picturing their offense stalling out, in certain games, even
That's
against
my fear.
Seattle. It's the game's real close. It's 21-17. Real close dogfight. And then fourth quarter, Jimmy G, the whole offense kind of stalls out. They're having to punt 2 times in the fourth just because they can't get nothing going.
Yeah.
So I can see that. They'll lose games like that for sure.
I think if they fall behind, they'll have a really tough time, catching up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how.
It's a hunch I got.
Yeah, I mean, but falling behind. I mean, this defense is so good that, maybe falling down 10. Because not many teams are going to put up 28, 35 points.
I don't think this defense is that good.
I think it's really good. I mean, outside of Sherman, what did they really lose? They were not healthy last year. I mean, they get healthy, and I think they're really good.
Maybe I'm underestimating their defense. But
Nick Bosa barely played, and they get him back with Armstead and Kinlaw on that line. Fred Warner is one of the best. I think it's legit, and my concern is Jimmy Garoppolo. If it does stall out, but they address that in the draft. So if he does, they have Trey Lance, a guy who can at least raise the potential of the offense. Maybe the floor is lower, but if things break down, he can at least run and stuff. So I think they address that. So I think their floor record-wise is a lot higher than what we think it is.
What's your record?
I have them going 12-5. I think that's right in the middle. I think their floor is 10-7, and their ceiling is 14-3.
I just think I think another reason is everything I kind of during my research, they're overhyped to me, man, and that's never a good sign. I don't know. It always happens. A team that's overhyped.
Yeah, they're the favorites by far to win this very tough division. They're
just bound to disappoint. There's unforeseen things maybe we don't know about, and we don't know the how Jimmy GQ is feeling between the ears right now, man. Being shopped around, dating around, guys and girls.
Yeah, boys and women.
Yeah, so he's got a lot on his mind, man, and he's got a lot of pressure. And you mentioned Trey Lance, if he comes in, he's going to be a savior. But we have. I
didn't say that.
Well, you said the potential's higher. We have no idea.
The potential's higher, but the floor is lower.
We don't know. We have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I know you really like Trey Lance, and I like him too. But
he's a 3rd overall pick, man. That's like saying,
Trubisky.
He was never 3rd.
What was he?
I don't know, but
top 10. No, he was.
But that was a guy that
Sam Darnold.
But he had his chance to go.
Jamarcus Russell.
Dude, but
just because you're picked top.
No, listen. Players that go in the top 5 are gonna play. So that's why it's if Jimmy G doesn't, you can put in the guy you drafted 3rd overall.
You play the better player. Jimmy G's better.
No, but what I'm saying is if it doesn't work, you put in a guy you spent your 3rd overall pick on because you have faith in him playing. I'm not saying he's going to be good or bad. I'm just saying they were very high on him. They spent a 3rd overall pick on him. So even if things don't fall the right way with Garoppolo, you have that guy that you can put in that you spent your 3rd overall pick on. So a guy that you at least have some faith in. It's not like you're going to C.J. Beathard. You're going to a guy you at least trust a little bit to take him that high. That's not, I don't know what he's going to do. I'm just saying that in the 49ers' eyes.
Yeah, you draft him high, you play him if Jimmy G struggles.
Right.
But he's not a quick fix or anything. Well, he might be. He could be the next Patrick Mahomes or whatever. But
I just like the idea because Jimmy G could definitely struggle. Like, and you go get Trey Lance. Like, yeah, that works for me. What do you have? What's some of your bold predictions?
One of my predictions is Jimmy Garoppolo marries Kim Kardashian and it effectively ends his career due to the Kardashian curse.
I like that, man.
It's I've heard they've been talking.
Really?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
I just know Kimye isn't really a thing anymore.
They got a divorce.
Really?
Yeah, and you know who's first on her list? Jimmy GQ, brother.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's into those adult film stars, apparently.
The men?
Yeah.
I've heard. Yeah, he's a player, man. He's a baller on and off the field, man.
Dang, what's that guy's name? Ron
Jeremy?
Yeah, Ron Jeremy.
That guy's a sick freak. Like, seriously. I hope he goes to prison. He's weird looking. He just looks weird. So I don't know why they didn't investigate him earlier. He's probably got bodies in his closet.
I like the bowl though.
I got another one.
All right.
George Kittle suspended for applying skunk juice before games. So no one wants to guard him during the game, and he says he's been doing it since high school.
Interesting.
Yes.
I could see it, man. That sounds like something he'd do. He kind of looks like a skunk.
Yeah, I know.
He looks like he stinks.
Yeah, finally someone's like, can we test like George Kittle? And it turns out he has got like skunk hormones on him.
Is it natural?
And then the next year he comes back and they can't do it. He's real bad.
It's the skunk juice.
Yeah, because, I mean, imagine trying to guard someone that smells like a skunk.
Shoot, I think I had before.
But you're right, he does look like a skunk.
He does, with his hair back.
Yeah.
Looks like one of them little Ron Weasleys.
Ron Weasley. Exactly. But I have Jimmy G has a career year.
Ah, because of Kim K?
No, he doesn't. He ends up dating someone else.
Oh, good for
Lady
Jim.
Gaga.
It's probably worse.
And then I have Brandon Ayuk becomes stud, has 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. And then I have Trey Sermon in Rookie of the Year conversation.
Dang, big year for the O, huh?
Yeah, big year for the ear.
Wow, I like Brandon Ayuk one.
What about the Trey Sermon?
Not as much. I'm a believer in Raheem. But I do love Brandon Ayuk. I think he's a real deal. I think he's not a guy you can overlook.
Ayukin!
My bold prediction is Fred Warner breaks Ray Lewis's record of 156 solo tackles in a season.
Murder was the case, and they blame me.
Yeah, Ray Lewis doing the dirts and dropping a second in solo tackles in a season to Fred Warner.
What is it? How many is it?
156 solo.
That's kind of crazy.
That's insane. Yeah, the next closest was like 130.
What is the average for that per game? He could break it. There's 17 games.
Yeah, that's why I was like not as bad, but I don't think anyone's gonna really come close. That's like you'd have to have like 9 solo tackles a game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and not like total tackles, like literally you tackling one guy by yourself. 156.
Ray Lewis is definitely a murderer.
Dude, yeah, he was on some medical.
He was on some deer antler spray, man.
He was on that fake bake.
He was drinking that frog juice.
Yeah, he was on to some of that juju stuff.
Yeah, man, he was on that witchcraft, man.
He was visiting Louisiana a little bit too much.
Yeah, he was wound up like a corkscrew.
Yeah, they found something under the sea.
Yeah, they found something under his mattress.
Yeah, it's probably a dead one.
You got on it?
Yeah, he got on with that. All right, let's move on, man. We're moving even more northwestern.
Oh, the Seattle Seahawks.
The gray skies.
Gray skies and thick thighs.
Yeah, believe it.
Let's run it down, boys, shall we?
Let's go then.
Quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, Geno Smith.
What? Is he really?
Yeah, Geno's on there, man.
Yeah, shout out Geno, man.
Shout out, man. Running backs, Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, Travis Homer, DJ Dallas. Wide receivers, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Freddie Swan, Dwayne Eskridge, Penny Hart, Tamorian Terry. Tight end, Gerald Everett, Will Disley. Some of the offensive linemen, Dwayne Brown, Gabe Jackson.
Damian Lewis, LSU.
Damian Lewis, LSU.
Thank you.
On the defensive end, on their defensive line, they got Poona Ford, Carlos Dunlap.
Robert Kimdichie.
They got, where? Oh, yeah, Kimdichie, baby. Comeback year. Linebacker, the best, the baddest, the biggest Bobby Wagner. Freak elite. Is he declining or is he still good?
He's the best.
Is he 99?
Yeah, 98 now probably.
Oh, man, that's a shame.
Dude, he's so good.
He's so good, man.
It's crazy.
He could be the one that could break the Ray Lewis record.
Yeah, man, we're getting there.
Oh, you have another one?
No.
Oh, sorry.
But I love Bobby Wagner, and he deserves more respect. He's one of the best to ever do it.
Cornerbacks, Akello Witherspoon, Colorado University, baby.
This is a weak group.
Hey, come on, man. That Witherspoon's got potential.
Yeah, maybe.
He's a big guy. Another corner, DJ Reed Jr. They got Trey Flowers, Pierre Desir. Those are some wash boys.
Is Trey Flowers still there?
Yeah.
What? All right.
And the safeties, dynamic duo, Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs.
Love it.
The Bayou Bengals and the Longhorns fornicate.
That would be very interesting.
That would be disturbed.
Probably look like a malnourished Neanderthal.
I don't think it would have any human-like at all.
That's how disgusting it would be, man. It would just come out looking like a...
It would look like a... I don't even want to think about it.
It would look like Popeye without...
What if Kenny came out?
Kenny the Tiger?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, man. I love you.
Yeah, man. That was mean. Kenny's a lot cuter than most.
All right, let's touch on this offense a little bit, shall we?
Yeah, I got a question for you.
All right.
Is Sweet Boy Russell's feelings hurt?
Yeah.
He's salty?
I think he's salt, yeah.
Little Sweet Boy Russell?
Yeah, he's salty, man. They're kind of giving him that Aaron Rodgers treatment. You know, a guy, he asked for certain things. They don't really address it. I know they went and got Gabe Jackson. I love Gabe Jackson. But, you know, man, Russell Wilson's the guy, man. He's your franchise guy, man. Treat him with respect.
That was disrespectful, man.
Yeah, they were
with
shopping
the Bears
him.
talk.
Come on, man.
Or at least if you're going to do it, don't let it get out in the media, man.
Someone was leaking something.
I'm 99% sure that Russell is crying himself to sleep, saying, "Why don't they want me? I said every day for them. I put my heart on the line. And this is how they treat me." But now he's probably thinking, you know what? They gave me another chance. Even though he should be thinking, you know what? I'm out of here. I'll request a trade. You know, you're going to miss me when I'm gone.
Yeah, maybe he's the villain now, man. Maybe we're going to see dark side of Russell Wilson.
That's impossible. That guy is the light. He is the light at the end of the tunnel.
Never know,
He
man.
is an angel.
Push him over the limit, man. You never know. You don't want to see it.
He's the second holiest person to Tim Tebow in the NFL.
Yeah, no one will ever get to that level, but yeah, he's close.
Yeah, he's up there, man.
But I do think he is a little roughed on the roughed.
Yeah, I think he's a little rough around the edges when you get him hyped up.
Yeah. But let's talk about the little running back.
I think Chris Carson is the most underrated
Hey,
running
let
back.
me get there.
Chris Carson is the most underrated running back in the NFL.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
How good is Chris Carson? How comes he's always such an underrated player?
Because he's overlooked and no one... He's not flashy, man. He just gets the job done. He's a hard worker, man. But he's not going to bust like a 30, 40-yard run. He's going to get you the 10. He's going to get you the hard 15. He's got underrated hands. He's a good blocker. He's smart. He reads the holes very well. He's just all around good back, and people don't appreciate him enough, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because he gets injured in the middle of the season always. He never plays a full season, but, man, he's a well-rounded back. What?
That's not right.
What?
He's only missed 7 games the last 3 years.
But he's missed games.
Hey, that's less than Christian McCaffrey. That's less than Joe Mixon. That's less than Saquon Barkley. But still we look at him as a guy you can't trust. But this is all reliable. They brought him back for a 2-year deal. They're going to let Rashad Penny walk. They believe in this guy, and we all should believe in him. We love him. He's a hard worker. He was a 7th-round pick. He was all over the place before he locked on with Oklahoma State. Was the workhorse at Oklahoma State. And found a job here in Seattle. And we see him perform every year. He's dangerous. He's now able to run and he's able to catch. So shout out to Chris Carson. You're very underrated, but I'm a big fan.
Sounds like you want to kiss on him.
I'll give him a lot.
Okay.
He's very, very unattractive.
He looks like he's, seen a lot of things.
Yeah, he's been in a little jail
He looks
time.
like he was in the movie Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, it's one of those things you find in the corner at the Alcatraz.
Yeah, it's not open anymore.
Is this the year we finally #let Russ cook?
What does that mean? Russ?
Russell Wilson.
He cooks every year.
Does he finally just get unleashed? They're a pass-first team rather than a rest team, and just Russell Wilson goes absolutely nuts.
No.
Okay, so it's not the year.
I have a question for you. What is the lowest denomination of coin we have in American currency? The name of
Penny.
Yeah, Penny. Richard Penny.
Okay.
What is he all about? Does he give Chris Carson a run for his money? They want to see what this new guy's got. They got a lot, actually. I mean, they got DJ Dallas. People have been talking about him, but Rashad Penny's the most interesting one. What's he looking like? Is he just the change of pace back?
Yeah, it's the Chris Carson show, man. They signed him for a 2-year deal. They didn't pick up Penny's 5th-year option. That says all you need to know. Chris Carson's the guy. They love Chris Carson. And they couldn't let him walk because they can't trust the guys behind him. It's the same formula every year. Chris Carson's going to play as many snaps as he can. If he gets hurt, then they'll go to a committee with Penny, with Travis Homer, with DJ Dallas. It's the same formula, man. They're going to ride Chris Carson. I believe that.
Yeah, we got Penny on the dollar.
Yeah, I think he's not as good as we thought he should be.
You think he's worth a penny?
Yeah, I think he's worth a penny. He'd definitely play somewhere else. Probably Detroit, because they'll sign every running back, or Houston as well. Watch out for them. They just picked up Rex Burkhead. No one knows why. Let's not act like we should know.
Yeah, let's go to the dynamic duo of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. You know what I noticed about teams that have great duos?
What's that?
They lack depth.
Wait, hey.
Who's Freddie Swan?
Dwayne Eskridge is a guy that you overlooked, and he's the X factor for this entire football team.
What's his story?
Explosiveness, extremely speedy. He was taken, I think, in the 2nd round.
This year?
Yeah. No, but he was the oldest. He was the oldest guy, the oldest receiver in the draft.
That's a good sign.
But he's extremely explosive. It's very, very. Yeah, he was a 2nd-round pick. He's extremely explosive, extremely speedy. He's already blowing by players in the training camp. And Tyler Lockett said, like, this guy's literally insane. I think he is actually a freak. I know he's a little older, but to me that gives him the ability to start right away because he's older, he's smarter, he's whatever, more acclimated. But I think he starts right away in the slot, and I think he's a difference maker. I think guys are kind of overlooking him, but watch out. He's going to be making plays, and we're all going to notice it because he's going to take a lot of pressure off of DK and Tyler Lockett.
Is the Tamorian Terry the guy from Florida State?
Yeah.
You like him?
Yeah, I like him as a player, but he's like a Josh Gordon.
He's friendly?
I don't know if he's friendly.
Is he an upstanding citizen?
I don't know anything about him like that, but as a player, he's very electric. I actually like him a lot as a player, but if he can put it together and focus on football, I think he could be really good.
But the biggest off-season acquisition for Russell to help him out is Gerald Everett, man.
Geraldine.
It's gonna be a huge help for Russell because Gerald's an athlete, man. He's an athlete and he's a mathlete. He's a speedster. He's got good hands. He's caring. He's responsible. He takes care of his family, man, and his friends. He gives to charity. He's an all-around good guy. And you know what? He's been to vacation in Nicaragua for Homes for Humanity. He's been to the rainforest and stood in front of a tree so a bulldozer wouldn't knock it down. You know, he's been to BLM protest and led a charge for civil justice. You know, he does it all, man, and I think that goes overlooked how good of a person he is off the field.
Wow. Wow, yeah, that literally changed my life.
I don't know if he's done any of that, but
What do you do know about him though?
I know he's a good foosball player.
Have you ever played him?
Football?
Wait. They have Will Disley too, don't they?
Yeah, they have Will Disley.
He's showing a little something too. But what we do know is Russell loves his tight ends, and Gerald Everett is nice.
Yeah, but that's like comparing a Lamborghini to a Dodge Caravan.
Will Disley is not bad, man. He tests very well. He's fast. He's big.
He's a little ditsley.
Hey. He broke his leg.
That's not my problem.
But yeah, I love the addition of Gerald Everett. I'm a big fan. I think he fits well with Russ, man. Russ loves his tight ends, and he's gonna love Gerald.
What do you think about this defensive team they put together?
Yeah, man.
Defense.
They got an elite trio with Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, and Carlos Dunlap. I think those are great, solid players right there on each level.
You forgot someone.
Puna Ford is fine, but he's on the interior.
Quandre Diggs.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
I think, Jamal Adams and Conrad Diggs are very good, but the cornerbacks are very sus. I think that's kind of they're missing calling card here, man. It's not quite the Legend of Boom. This offense is going to have to Legion of Boom. But the Seahawks, man, their offense is going to have to ball out like the first half of last year. If they do that, the secondary won't necessarily have to be so good, man. But I think it's slowly improving. I love the front seven. I love their safeties. But their corners, man, it just gives me a stinky smell. It gives me that stank face. And I just hate staring at it.
What if they bring back Richard Sherman?
I mean, that's fine, but DJ Reed, Marquise Blair, Akil Witherspoon, that's just telling, man. That's just going to get torched, man. You're playing against Arizona. You're playing against the Rams. You're going to need some lockdowns, man. I don't see it out here.
Yeah, that's a piss-poor performance.
We're going to need a lot from Russell, man, in the offense. We're going to need a lot with that secondary. I mean, maybe it won't be as bad with Jamal and Quandre back there and, Bobby Wagner, but you're going to need some cornerbacks out here, dog.
Yeah, I agree. What do you have them going record-wise?
11-6.
Ooh, sha la 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 loo la 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 loo la.
So I have them finishing third in this division out here.
All the leaves are brown.
Yeah, I smell that one.
And the sky is gray.
What's your record?
What?
What do you have them going?
11-6, just like you.
Okay, so is that third? No, that's second, isn't it?
Second.
Does that gets them in the playoffs?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a playoff team if you ask me that.
Yeah, that's playoff Pete.
What's your bold prediction?
I have a few.
Yeah, so do I. You go ahead.
Everyone realizes the last 5 years that it really isn't Pete Carroll coaching, it's his twin.
Deke Carroll?
Yeah, Deke Carroll.
How did he get in there?
Pete Carroll, turns out, died in a car crash 5 years ago. So Deke decided to take over and chew gum like a madman.
Good for Deke, man.
Yeah, and get that money, because that was like Pete Carroll's last wish, was that, Deke gonna live out his dream.
Hell yeah, go Deke, man.
Yeah, Deke's doing it, man. He's doing a heck of a job, man.
I would have never known, man. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah, man. It's interesting.
Deke's a sneaky one, man.
Yeah, he looks exactly like Pete.
Yeah, if you see something unusual happen with Pete Carroll, it's definitely Deke doing it.
Yeah, Deke's
very questionable.
Kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Deke. Keep 2 eyes on him.
One of my other prediction is DK ascends to Julio level.
Oh, guacamoles.
And he's, he's putting up, 1,400 yards. Don't know if he scores a lot of touchdowns, just like, no, he probably score more touchdowns than Julio, but he's just a freak. We call him a freak. Gerald Everett makes the Pro Bowl.
Wow. Okay.
Chris Carson has 2,000 total yards and 15 touchdowns.
Jeez. Okay, I like him.
He's underrated, man.
He's underrated. That's very bold, all of them.
Yeah, I'm really cool, man. I'm so cool that I'm not.
I've got like 4 bolds for this team.
Holy macaroni, this team's full of boldness.
Yeah, the first one, DK Metcalf quits football to become a track star.
That is disrespectful, man.
And then he gets into the Olympics and he wins against one of those Jamaicans.
Usain Bolt?
I don't think he does anymore. What's the other guy, Blair?
Mustafa Powell?
Yeah. He beats him in the final stretch.
He couldn't even beat the guys in America.
Hey, I'm sure
if he trained, he could be good.
Yeah, he's going to train. He's going to quit and become a track star.
That would be a shame, but I like it.
Next one, Rashad Penny finishes with more rushing yards than Chris Carson.
That really rubbed me the wrong way, man.
I hated writing it, but it's bold, so.
You don't want that to happen, do you?
Absolutely not. I mean, these aren't what I want to happen. These are just bold predictions.
That one hurt a little bit. That one stung.
Yeah, I felt that one below my knees. My next one. Russell Wilson gets traded to Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson went to Wisconsin University, and Aaron Rodgers wants to live on the West Coast.
Oh, that's interesting.
Russell wants out. Aaron Rodgers wants out. They swap. Aaron Rodgers to Seattle. Russell Wilson to Green Bay.
Wouldn't Green Bay have to give more?
I'm just saying, like, there's other stuff involved. I'm just saying that's what.
No, but like what I'm saying is, if that trade were to happen, Green Bay would have to give up more because Aaron Rodgers is old. Russell's is younger. Or what? Or you think it's straight up?
Maybe there's other pieces involved. I just think they just get swapped.
You think Deet will get in there?
Nah, Deet stays in Seattle.
Yeah, he can't blow his cover.
Yeah, he can't. He's got to stay on the gum chewing and the Seattle rocking. Yeah, that's really bold. That's my boldest one. But my next one is Russell Wilson gets hit really hard after dropping back to pass. He gets up, takes his helmet off, and it's Future. And he says, "It's cool, man. I got red bottoms on. Life's good, you know what I mean?" And then he leaves the stadium with Sierra around his arms.
Wow. That one packed a punch, man. That might be the best bold today, man. You saved the best for last.
I liked it.
That would probably be one of the greatest moments in NFL history.
Yeah, it would be. I was thinking.
But where is Russell?
I don't know. I guess he's in the locker getting strapped on.
Oh.
By Future's goons.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that was beautiful, man. That was a great way to end it.
Yeah, it'd be kind of crazy to see Future in just seeing Future after he takes his helmet off.
But how would we hear him? Would he go up to the ref and steal his mic?
Yeah.
Or he's mic'd up already?
Nah, he would go to the ref and turn on the loud mic over the speakers.
Yeah.
He's like, "It's cool, man. I got red bottoms on. Life's good, you know what I mean?" And then leaves the stadium with Sierra around his arms.
That's incredible, man. But I feel bad for Russ, but, players got to play.
Players got to play, man. Russell's not about that life anyway, man.
Yeah, man. He's
a good guy, man. I think he does good things. He's just a little corny.
Yeah, he's corny, but that's the price you pay for being a good person, man.
It's true, man.
You come off as corny, and people like us make fun of you. But really, you're far in life, and you're a good human. You got any more news and notes?
No, I think that's about it, man. I think that covers the divisions.
Yeah, so I guess we'll say farewell to all the divisions. It was fun. We really had a blast doing it, covering all the divisions, giving our records, our bold predictions, the rundown.
What can the listeners expect from us moving forward? What's coming next?
We'll probably do an episode on the NBA playoffs just to, catch up, give our, our 2 cents on what who are the X factors, what's been going on. We got some juicy ones, some fan sightings, get into all that juicy stuff. And then after that, I guess we'll start doing, cranking out some fantasy jargon.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man.
Yeah, didn't you say it was like 100 days away?
Yeah, football is 100 days out, man.
Yeah, so we'll have
Thursday night, Dallas and Tampa. What a game, man. Let's get excited.
Yeah, so because we love fantasy, so we could probably make a few episodes a week and enjoy it, and they'll be juicy, and we hope you guys enjoy. But as always, thank you for listening. We love you guys. Thanks for the support. Hope you enjoy our divisional breakdowns. Have a great week. Stay blessed. Peace, love, and happiness.
Yarden.
I just deuced.